What is going on, everybody? Thank you so much for tuning in. My name is John. Today I have for you a big box good. That's right, today we're going to be taking a look at the men's Columbia Okolona water shoe I picked up at Columbia for $69.99. Today we're going to be doing an unboxing and a first impressions. I'm going to show you what I like about this shoe, what I dislike about this shoe. We'll also take a look at some of the features, and last but not least, try this shoe on to make sure it fits okay and that it's comfortable. I was in between a rock and a hard place with there only being a size 11 and a 12 at the store. I opted for the size 11. I do expect these to be just a little bit tighter, obviously, but also remain comfortable, and for several reasons. So let's go ahead and get into this unboxing and first impressions, and stick around till the end of the video to get a good idea as to how comfortable these are on the foot. Here in front of us is the Columbia men's Okolona water shoe. As you can see, it actually comes in a pretty conservative color option. It actually comes in two color options from what I understand, a red and gray color option, or this black gray color combination we have in front of us here today. Upon checking these out, I was purchasing a size 12, but realized that the size 12 looked just a little bit too big, and I am able to wear a size 11. Therefore, I decided to go for a size 11. I do prefer a smaller shoe, something a little more form-fitting, but the trade-off here is because I did not try these shoes on, because I wanted to make this first impressions for you. We will be under the gun, and it will be imperative that these shoes fit comfortably, or else I will need to take them back. And one other thing you'll notice is the material being used. They look pretty rugged, actually, but in fact, these are meant for the water. Now, they don't repel water. In fact, they actually let water pass right through into it. But where these differ from something water repellent are that they are airy and dry quickly and drain exceptionally well. Therefore, the water does not collect, keeping them comfortable and allowing you to take these and use them a couple of different ways, whether that be on the trail or at the beach. And I did steal that from the description on Columbia's website. But let's go ahead and talk about what I like about this shoe and what I dislike about it. Like I said, this is not water repellent, but it will actually be comfortable if it gets wet. So let's go ahead and talk about what I like and dislike, and then, like I said, stick around so that I can try these on and you can get a good idea as to how comfortable they are. So like I said, what caught my attention about this shoe and what actually made me go from a size 12 to a size 11, because they were the only two sizes available that I could wear, was the fact these look like sneakers, but with a much different take. I actually appreciate the robust and durable and sort of outdoorsy and adventurous look these shoes offer compared to a running sneaker. As you can see, they are roughly the same size and shape and dimension of a running sneaker and are actually designed somewhat similar. One thing I actually dislike about this shoe is this pretty rounded toe, but if you wanted to compare this to a sneaker, you would have no problem finding an Adidas or Nike or Asics or Brooks running sneaker with this exact same outline. It's a very handsome look. It's a very streamlined and athletic look, but like I said, it's disguised by the fact it is really meant for outdoors and for getting wet. It looks like you get some straps on the side of the shoe that hold the laces in, and at the top of the shoe, instead of tying these shoes together, you actually slip them on your foot and pinch down on this cord to tighten them. So it is a little bit different from your typical running sneaker, but it will be designed to actually make it easy to operate if in water or if it's wet. I think had they gone for a more basic shoelace, which some Sperry water non-slip shoes do have, maybe it would have looked too much like a Sperry, not sure, but it does look very similar to what you might find on an inexpensive pair of Nikes. For example, I do remember seeing a maybe lower tier Air product by Nike having a similar design in the sole. Again, even though this isn't your typical sneaker, it definitely pays tribute to some of those other design characteristics you might find in any other sneaker. But where Columbia differs from Adidas or Nike in making a sneaker is it was designed by Columbia, who always give their products a sort of rugged, outdoors, utilitarian look. For instance, the top of the shoe, instead of being laces, and they could have opted for laces, is instead an elastic paracord that you can actually tighten down, similar to what you'll find on a rain jacket. But what actually makes this foot orthotic different is it's actually a drain. So you'll notice on the bottom there are tiny squares, and actually if you look right through them, you can see right through to the other side. You can probably see the table, and vice versa. If you look at the Columbia logo on the back of this foot orthotic, you can actually see the square holes punctured through it that allow you to see right through the Columbia logo. Again, meaning this is meant to drain water, which, like I said, is the whole idea of the shoe, and would probably defeat the purpose if you installed your own custom foot orthotic. That being said, even though it is pretty flimsy and doesn't really offer that much in terms of support, it does at least have a nice contoured finish to it, making sure that A, it fits in the shoe snugly, and B, that it's holding your foot in at least. And as you can see, just to demonstrate that this is not glued to the bottom of the shoe, you can actually see that it's easily inserted back into the shoe. Also meaning if you do have a stoppage of water inside the shoe, you could easily pull this footbed out to make sure that you can get the water out. And actually, if you look into the bottom of the shoe, which may be hard to do from this angle, you can actually tell that it does drain off the side of the shoe. And I would even say that the holes on the sole on the side of the shoe are meant to drain water out. Like I said, what makes this shoe water repellent but also non-slip is the fact that there are no drains on the bottom of the shoe. Instead, just all traction with the drainage method at the side of the shoe. Very interesting concept, and one that allows this shoe to be slip resistant and water repellent. So what I love and what everyone appreciates about Columbia is the attention to detail and outdoor style. But what I also love about Columbia is how discreet their branding is. Typically, Columbia allows the makeup of the item to sort of take the place of the brand. So what gives this shoe its attractive look or its curb appeal is the fact you can see right through the mesh on the side of the shoe, and that is in large part due to the fact this is a water repellent, or it is really good at draining water. But what's also really cool is when you pick this shoe up for the first time, you'll take note of how lightweight it is. And actually it's extremely flexible and bendable, but even though it does feel light and airy and thin and perhaps cheap, some of you may have had worse experiences wearing shoes like this. What is really awesome is, like I said, even though this is prone to ripping and tearing on top, the shoe is still incredibly well built. It's rugged, it's durable. You get this thick traction on the bottom, and I love the contrast between the black and the gray and the black and gray on top, and even little bits of white throughout. Really a sharp looking shoe, but just wanted to let you know that it's extremely lightweight and actually feels really supportive and comfortable. Okay, so as promised, we would try the shoe on. This impressions will be just a tad different from other impressions, As you can tell, I've got a sock on the left foot and no sock on the right foot, and that's because this is a water shoe. This is meant to be worn with or without socks. Now, a couple of features I want to note. This is an extremely comfortable and really nice shoe. As you can tell, the build quality is phenomenal, but one thing that's actually really amazing is the ability to slide your foot in and out of the shoe even with a sock. Now, one thing I have noticed is the mesh does become a little bit scrunched up at the ankle, making it just a little bit cumbersome to slip on and off. I had actually wished they put a tab on the back to pull this up behind my heel, but for the most part, it's extremely easy to slip in and out of. And even though this can be worn without a sock, and even though it is a size 11, which I was skeptical about at the beginning of the video, it's still really comfortable and I have plenty of room in the shoe. Now, without a sock, this shoe is still just as easy to slip in and out of, and I would say probably even easier without the sock. As you can see, all you have to do is pull up on the front part or the tongue, and as you can see, with or without a sock, the shoe is distinctly different. On the left hand side, we've got with the sock. As you can tell, it looks like a regular shoe from Adidas or Nikes, but on the right hand side, you can actually see right through to the skin on my foot. With or without the sock, this is an extremely comfortable shoe. It is just a tad more comfortable with the sock on. I think it provides just a tad more cushion, but first and foremost, this shoe is extremely lightweight. It's extremely breathable, and in fact, without the sock, my right foot does tend to get a little sweaty after wearing these for a few minutes, which if you have worn a pair of Sperry Docksiders, you will find that is a common issue. That will be a common issue with this shoe simply because wearing it without socks will cause your feet to sweat. That being said, even though it is a size 11, which is a smaller shoe, and because this shoe also is meant to accommodate a narrow foot, my foot tends to be just a little bit wide, this shoe still retains an immense amount of comfortability and support. With or without the sock, you will find that this shoe fits comfortably. Actually, inside the shoe, like I was saying earlier, the footbed of the shoe actually has drains inside. But as you'll notice, the bottom of the shoe has no place for the water to secrete. So where it comes out is the side of the shoe. So this will be a bit of a strange first impressions because one foot has a sock and the other foot does not have a sock. And like I was saying, I think your biggest concern wearing these is your foot sweating over time, which, like I said, if you own a pair of Sperry Docksiders, you should be pretty much used to a sweaty foot and a smelly shoe. But one thing I wanted to point out here was the grip or the tread on this shoe is, like I said, very supportive. It's very grippy. As you can see, it's got some pretty extensive and robust gripping mechanisms on the back at the back heel stomp and along the center line of this shoe. Even though this looks like a sneaker and you could wear it like a sneaker, I would stick to wearing this, around the pool, to the beach, on a hiking trail where you might encounter puddles or mud. Maybe not mud, but water, like if there was a waterfall, slippery rocks, things of that nature. No pun intended. This is a phenomenal shoe. And like I said, even though it does pinch the top of my foot just a tad, it is still highly supportive. Anyways, guys, that has been an unboxing and first impressions of the men's Columbia Okolona water shoe I picked up at Columbia for $69.99. Today we did an unboxing and first impressions. You saw what I liked about this shoe, what I disliked about it. We also talked about some of the interesting characteristics of it and features of it. It does have this sort of utilitarian look. It looks like a rain jacket. It is definitely geared towards outdoorsmen. Where it differs from a Nike or Adidas sneaker is not in the necessary design, but in its utilitarian, sort of outdoors approach to fitness. And also where it differs is the sole of the shoe. And actually, I failed to mention this in the video, but this is a water or slip resistant sole. It is a little bit grippier. It does provide a lot of traction and a lot of support. If you are working out, having a shoe like this might make it difficult to pivot or turn or jump or move your feet in such a way that it would inhibit you and it could potentially cause injury, which, even though why this looks like a running sneaker or something that you could train in, I suggest not using it for that period. Use this to hike in a forest or on the beach, use it on the boat. You could even put a pair of socks on and wear this to work. It is a beautiful, very nice conservative colorway. It's just gray and black. It's breathable, it's light, it's flexible. At $69.99, this is competitive. It's got a great athletic, youthful, streamlined look, which a lot of Columbia shoes do not have, which is why this caught my attention. But because it caught my attention and because it looked so much like a sneaker from Adidas or Nikes or any other brand, I felt the need to review it and point out the differences, and I think you saw that in this video. With that being said, I'm going to go ahead and close out this unboxing and first impressions. Even though we are going into the winter season, this would be a great item to pick up on clearance for next summer or the springtime. My name is John. I really hope you enjoyed this unboxing and first impressions of the Columbia men's Okolona water shoe. My name is John. Hit that like button, subscribe if you want to see more content like this, share this video with friends and family, and hit that bell icon to get notified when I post to YouTube. With that being said, I'm going to go and close this video out. My name is John. Thank you so much again for tuning in. I will see you in the next video.